In this video, we're going to talk about text tools, and text inside of Photoshop is essentially a vector, and it's really the best tool to merge text and photographs together. So we're just going to kind of look at the properties and the different ways that you can edit text in Photoshop. So first off, I'm just going to start with coming over here to my tools and clicking on my type tool. And the first thing to know is that if I want to just add a little quick piece of text to my page, the quickest thing to do would be to just click. And when I click, it's going to add this filler text into my page. And so say, that's super helpful. I'm just going to type something quick like digital design communications. And there I have just some basic text. But see, say I want to maybe add a paragraph of text or have a filler of a paragraph of text to see what that would look like in a board that I'm doing. So instead of just clicking when I want to input this type tool, I'm going to click and I'm going to drag. And when I click and drag, Photoshop is going to fill that box with text so that I'm able to see what that is going to look like with whatever words or whatever topic that I'm going to put into that text box. So right now my font is a little big, and when I have this font selected up at the top of my screen here, I have a pretty basic text properties panel with font and font type, font size, the detail of the font, and then some pretty general simple paragraph alignment. So my font's pretty big right now for this paragraph, so I'm going to kind of make that smaller, and you can see that still fills that paragraph so that I'm able to see what that would actually look like. But I'm going to go back up to my digital design communication kind of title that I added up here, and I want to edit that and make the spaces between my letters farther apart. And that's called kerning, and that's something that I think is kind of cool, and it can really add, it can really make your font look so much different than what it does as just a plain font. So how I'm going to get to my more advanced text properties is I'm going to come up here to Window, and I'm going to click on Character, and that's going to bring up a more advanced characters and properties, text properties panel than what I have up here. It still has, my font type, my size of my font, but it has all of these other aspects too that I can mess around with. And so earlier when I was talking about the kerning, that's going to be this VA and the little space arrows right here. So when I increase the kerning of my font, that's going to increase the size in between my letters, which I think is pretty cool. So right now that's kind of big and it's running off my page a little bit, but I can put this up to however high I want, and you can see how that adds the space in between these letters. You can, like I said, you can mess with all of these other aspects if you want. Some of them, it depends on the font, it depends on what you're doing, that kind of thing. But I think the most important one to know, and really the most powerful one when changing just the properties of your text, is this Kerning Tab Tool right here. But yeah, so that is text. Like I said, there's all kinds of things you can do with it. Your basics are going to pop up here, but to get to this more advanced window, I'll remind you guys another time that it's window up here, character, and then it'll pop up over here in your tabs, and you have all these aspects here. You also, real quick, you can also mess with the paragraph in a more advanced way. So if I click on my paragraph here, instead of my title, I guess you could call it. I have all these different kinds of alignments that I can use for my paragraph, and indentions and hyphenations and all that kind of stuff. So this is really going to be your go-to when you're wanting to edit text that you bring into your Photoshop boards. One thing I forgot to mention was the fact that you can change the color of your text in Photoshop. And you can see here that I've already changed my paragraph filler text to orange. But if you want to change the color of your text, all you have to do is double click on it to select it, make sure it's highlighted, and this box up here next to your paragraph alignments is going to be your color picker, and that's going to allow you to change the color of your font that you insert. So again, just another kind of cool property that you can change, something super easy, and that, adds interest to your Photoshop boards. So that is changing the color of your text in Photoshop.